on offense. We are on offense every single day, and the president...
Karoline Leavitt just made a move that could change everything. How will this new twist impact The View and the media landscape as a whole? Subscribe now to stay on top of the drama. You don't want to miss the fallout from this game-changing moment.
Okay, so we start with that. And
for years, the hosts of The View, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and others, have built a reputation for critiquing conservative figures and relentlessly challenging their views. They've often dismissed opposing voices with disdain, assuming there would be no consequences. But when they targeted Karoline Leavitt, a rising conservative star, they made a critical misstep. Karoline's response didn't just challenge their narrative, it set off a chain of events that left the show reeling and facing unprecedented backlash.
If you want to step up into the big leagues with President Trump, you better be prepared.
Karoline Leavitt's move was nothing short of calculated brilliance. When the ladies of The View started launching attacks on her, belittling her views, and mocking her accomplishments, Karoline didn't respond with the usual back and forth. Instead, she took a step back and unleashed a legal barrage that left ABC scrambling. "You can attack me all you want, but attacking my integrity and my career will come with consequences," Leavitt said in a statement to the press.
Gone in the Department of Defense, of course, with Secretary...
The legal storm she unleashed put the network in full crisis mode, as insiders reported that ABC executives were racing to contain the damage. According to sources, the network has explored legal settlements and other strategies to avoid further public fallout. But what's even more powerful is that Karoline's legal challenge wasn't just about defending herself. It was about exposing how The View consistently pushes a one-sided narrative that silences differing perspectives.
Secretary Lutnick and the Canadians as well.
And the market reaction, how do you...
By going after the network itself, Karoline didn't just defend her position, she turned the tables, forcing the media giant to answer for its bias. As one industry insider put it, Karoline's move wasn't just legal, it was strategic, and it's shaking the foundation of how these media outlets operate.
First of all, they came to my room and said, they looked at me and I said, "Am I being fired?" And they went,
On a recent The View episode, the tension hit a boiling point when Joy Behar launched into a scathing attack on Karoline Leavitt. Behar, with her usual condescending tone, took jabs at Karoline's political knowledge, dismissing her success as though it was simply handed to her. "You're only here because of your looks," Behar remarked, reducing Karoline's hard-earned accomplishments to nothing more than a shallow stereotype. The irony was not lost on viewers. Joy, a woman who claims to be a champion of women's rights, was attacking another woman simply because she held differing views. "You didn't earn this, it's all because of how you look," Behar continued, showing little regard for Karoline's career trajectory or achievements.
"These are not end-all, be-all."
Yeah, but I can relate to his story.
Explain.
Because what he's saying is that...
Then Whoopi Goldberg jumped in, escalating the situation further. "Let's be real, Karoline. You wouldn't even have a job if it weren't for this whole woke culture," Whoopi said. She went on to lecture Karoline, implying that her career and success were owed to societal trends rather than her ability and work ethic. Women weren't always allowed in the workplace, but now, because of wokeness, people like you get jobs, Whoopi continued in a condescending manner. In essence, Whoopi, a self-proclaimed feminist, was now mansplaining Karoline's career to her. This exchange left many viewers stunned, especially given Whoopi's history of advocating for women's equality. The hypocrisy was glaring.
That we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to...
Karoline Leavitt's response was nothing short of a masterclass in public speaking, and she wasn't about to let the attacks from Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar slide without a fight. When they tried to belittle her intelligence and dismiss her success, Karoline came out swinging, countering their narrative with sharp, calculated facts. She wasn't just defending herself, she was exposing the hypocrisy of the left-wing media and calling out their dangerous rhetoric.
This question 3 times by the both of you, and I've given you my answer. The president feels the same today.
Let's be clear, I didn't get to where I am because of my looks or wokeness, Karoline shot back, her voice unwavering. I earned it through hard work, dedication, and standing up for what I believe in. Then she took the gloves off. Karoline didn't hesitate to call out Democratic leaders like Tim Walz and Kamala Harris for their divisive comments about Trump supporters, holding them accountable for their inflammatory rhetoric. It's not just the media, Karoline continued. It's the entire system that's been pushing lies and dividing this country. She directly pointed fingers at The View for perpetuating these narratives, questioning their role in fueling the division.
By the Presidential Personnel Office, and the President is the leader of this White House, so yes.
Just as Karoline was about to drop the hammer, exposing the media's role in stoking division, the network cut to a commercial break. "They shut me down mid-sentence," Karoline later tweeted, furious. Censorship at its finest. The moment was electric, and viewers were quick to notice. Within minutes, the unedited clip of her response went viral across social media, with fans and critics alike calling out ABC for their blatant attempt to silence her. Halmseed Seith, free speech was trending, and Karoline's words had struck a chord.
Prepared to make that case in court later this afternoon. Right.
Karoline didn't just stop at exposing The View's hypocrisy on air. She took it a step further with another powerful move: a lawsuit. After the episode, Karoline filed legal action against ABC for what she described as a violation of her First Amendment rights, accusing the network of censorship. Her attorney stated, "The network's decision to cut her off mid-sentence was a blatant attempt to silence her voice and stifle an important conversation about media bias."
He thinks that some of these numbers will be more conservative than many people are expecting, but we're going to make sure that American...
The lawsuit quickly gained traction in the media, with many seeing it as a stand against corporate censorship. Karoline's legal team argued that by abruptly cutting her off, ABC not only prevented her from finishing her point, but also manipulated the narrative to protect their left-leaning agenda.
Enemies Act to deport foreign terrorists. Tren de Aragua is now a designated foreign terrorist.
As her case began to make headlines, support for Karoline skyrocketed, with many people rallying behind her fight for free speech. The backlash against The View continued to grow, forcing the show to confront the consequences of its actions.
All hell to pay. And unfortunately, Hamas chose to play games in the media with lives. This situation, let's not forget, is completely the fault.
The internet went into overdrive. Karoline's unfiltered response was everywhere, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. As the hashtag number Cancel the View began trending, fans didn't hold back. One Twitter user wrote, "Cutting Karoline off was pure censorship. This isn't free speech. Cancel the View." Another commented, "I can't believe ABC would silence her like that. The View has no respect for differing opinions." Supporters of Karoline flooded ABC's social media with messages like, "If you can't handle a healthy debate, maybe it's time for The View to be cancelled." Free speech matters. Some took a more direct approach. "I'll be boycotting The View and ABC until they apologise for what they did to Karoline. This is unacceptable." The anger was palpable, and ABC's attempts to downplay the situation only made things worse as the backlash continued to build.
Questions on the Ukrainians on that front. When it comes to the critical minerals, this is an important piece for the president.
People were celebrating the moment she exposed the hypocrisy and divisiveness of The View. And the best part? Karoline wasn't backing down. She didn't just let ABC silence her. She went straight to her followers and posted the full, uncensored clip on her own platforms, making sure the world saw exactly what had happened.
To deport illegal immigrants from the interior of our country.
You know, Karoline, one of the things about Donald Trump is before he was...
It wasn't long before commentators from both sides of the political spectrum started calling out ABC for its blatant censorship. Even some of The View's usual defenders couldn't justify what the network had done. And the irony? ABC had just paid $15 million in a defamation lawsuit, but here they were, engaging in their own brand of fake news and attempted suppression of a strong woman speaking her truth.
Stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time.
The pressure on ABC was palpable. Executives were reportedly freaking out behind the scenes, fielding calls from advertisers and worrying about the long-term damage to the network's reputation. Was this the beginning of the end for The View? Could the show, after years of pushing boundaries, finally be facing its reckoning?
Likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a...
One thing is for sure. Karoline Leavitt just made her move, and it's one that could change the game. She didn't just defend herself. She took down a media giant, exposed their hypocrisy, and forced the world to see The View for what it truly is. The fallout from this moment will be felt for a long time, and ABC's desperate attempts to control the narrative only proved Karoline's point. The media machine is broken, and Americans are waking up to the lies.
I love how the media takes a few critics when the overwhelming response from the American people is support.
So what's next for Karoline? What does this mean for The View? Will the show survive this PR disaster? Or is this the beginning of the end for the long-running talk show? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think The View can bounce back from this? Will Karoline's bold move spark a larger shift in the media landscape? Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates on this explosive story.